want money. True. See, if it is a huge amount of money, maybe I will succumb. Who knows? And what do you want to do with millions of dollars? First let me have, then I say, we'll find out what to do.
See for yourself.
No, you give away. Hey, that fellow is giving another concert, that boy.
I see.
And 3 concerts. You think I would buy him a piano for $10,000?
In today's newspaper, Indian piano costs 10 lakhs rupees.
10 lakhs?
Yes.
The guy in he used water to light his lamp, so he is a great man, miraculous he can perform. So they started giving him gallons and gallons of kerosene from that moment onward. But nobody explained to them, when you put water, what was there at the bottom surfaces comes to the top. As any student of science, he will find out.
Now we know.
And the kerosene is lighter than what?
Lighter than-
it settles down at the top.
On the top. You see, they didn't tell that, you see, those guys.
Putpurti Sai Baba, a middle school dropout, how is it they created such a huge amount of wealth?
There are enough fools in this world to fall from that kind of it. Sure, he started colleges to have boys for his homosexual activity. And so that is all the reason why he starts colleges.
No, but how could they achieve so much?
There are so many people, sir, who can achieve, you see. Especially in that field, there is a market for such crooks. You see. You believe in that? His miracles, his performing miracles?
No, the educational institution is built up.
Education.
The hospital, the stadium.
Sir, he built up with a fellow whom he knows very well. A European came and built
Americans
up on
are
that.
Because of him.
Nobody
American, he was a real estate guy who made a lot of money. He wanted, I told him, he himself was shocked. Why are you helping him to create all these colleges for the boys? I said, do you know he's a homosexual? This was 1971, 72, so many years
He's
ago.
not laying the buildings as a miracle. After all, people like you are working for him.
And like him,
engineers and architects and moneyed people.
Yeah.
Pouring money.
How can you draw those people to him?
What?
Hey, magic.
How will you inspire them?
He can fool them like that. Offering moksha.
Or Bhagavantam like sacrifice.
Why did he walk out afterwards? He found out. If you want, you can see that BBC program. What is it?
Secret Lives of People.
Guru Bus.
He's a magician, sir.
Somebody handing over. He's a magician.
We have all seen the trick he is doing in slow motion.
But instead of that, he is
I can also do that now. So do you know how I learnt all those tricks, sir? There is one fellow there in Australia who is doing his doctorate. The subject of his thesis is God-man. And he has read a lot of stuff about me and read all the books. He tried his best to include me in his thesis. He totally failed. He spent a lot of time with Sai Baba here for years and years, and he got nothing from him. He found out how he was mesmerizing people, how he was creating all these things out of nowhere. And so then he heard that I was there in Sydney. There were about 30, 40 people like this, and who came to see me. And I spoke for 2 hours. And then you see, they also showed the interviews, the TV interviews. And half a day he spent with me. And he came and introduced himself and said, Viji, even now I can't, with all this, my encounter with you, personal encounter, watching all those things, there is no way I can include you in my thesis. It's all right, I'm not concerned about it. There is no way you can include me anywhere, for that matter. And then he said, I'm going to do what he did. You see there, this place, Bangalore, he spent 6 or 8 months here watching the very close. And then first thing you see the ashes, and how he made those balls, tiny little balls. And he said even on my photo he will make it...
The photo will shed ashes.
Photo. He did it. He bought my book and then put it there. Ashes were falling.
Must be magic, yes.
It's a magic, sir. I know it's a magic. You see, that's all right. And then he did all kinds of things. You see, to all the 30 people that were there, you see, here are all my ash balls. You see, you go ahead and do it. I also did it. You see, nobody noticed that. They thought that I was a holy man. But when he did it, you see, they were not ready to brush that bastard out of their system. They were not interested, those people. who were there were not interested in Sai Baba. This guy, you see, the subject of Sai Baba came up, and why he decided not to include him, you see, in his thesis, he explained it to me, because he found that he was, you see, a crook, you see, a magician. Like magicians are better than, you know that Baba, our Babu, what is that you tell him, our Bob Carr, great magician. This guy is no match to him, I am telling you. Sai Baba, he performed so many tricks in Murthy's place here, and then when he was there last time, he did something he doesn't even tell me. How he performed that, you see, magical, extraordinary. I am asking him, you see, do you know what? He asked somebody to come. That is that Shrimurthy's son. Give me 100 rupee note. He gave him 100 rupee note. And he showed that 100 rupee note to everybody and asked everybody there, about 20-25 people were there, to note the number of that 100 rupee note. Right? And everybody noted the number of the 100 rupee note, and he asked the same guy to light a match and he put it there, burn it. And he burned that to ashes. And he was worried that his 100 rupee note will be burnt. Don't bother, I'll give you another 100 rupee note. It's not possible for you to have this again. And then burned to ashes. And he asked somebody to bring an orange from somewhere. And he cut it, opened it, and this note was there. He was once a holy man. He was running a big religious center until he met me. See, very famous fellow he was in those times. He was giving lectures in the university, and then he was in the holy business until he met me. So when he met me, he explained there was a gap. I have known him for 30 years. And he came to see me in Bangalore, and then he described what is the spiritual state and how he and J. Krishnamurti was in the same spiritual state. He was talking to me. I listened to that crap for 2 hours, and I told him, look, original itself is a fake. There is nothing to J. Krishnamurti. So you yourself don't bother about it. And he walked out of everything. He closed that place and tried to live on the money, little money he had from his own property. And then he did not know what to do with himself. He decided no holy business, no magic business. And then he opened a restaurant. And that was one of the very popular one of the 10, in the best 10 restaurants in that area, near San Francisco. So after 10 or 15 years, he got tired of that. And then sold it, and then you see, he found that he should do something. And then he opened another small cafe in San Rafael. And that's also doing very well. He is an extraordinary guy. How are you, sir?
From the convention.
All right. It is your privilege. Why should I deny that to you? You know, I used to say you are not going to get anything from anybody. You will find out. Waste a lifetime seeking all kinds of people.
Which is the case here too. Which is the case even in me.
This is because you are focusing on certain things and telling yourself that that is beautiful. You must look at the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, the beautiful things, and not everything that is there. So it's just not possible for you. You see, you are selective. The selectivity is there. You understand? And censorship you are using, what you call you. Selectivity, censorship is preventing the possibility of the eye looking at everything that is there, you think. But you are focusing on a certain thing, but this eye is taking in everything that is there. You don't even know that it is taking the pictures and putting it in the computer. You don't even know that you are looking at those things. You don't know that you are looking at things. I don't know if you get what I am saying. So millions and millions and millions of pictures are there in the computer. You understand? And so in exactly the same way, you don't listen to everything that is going on there. So supposing you are making a telephone call, If I say something to you while you are on the telephone, you very rarely listen to what I am saying or whatever is happening around you, because you are only listening to the other person. But listening mechanism is operating differently. It is taking in millions and millions of decibels of sound and putting it there in that data bank or memory bank or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it suddenly, like in the computer, it comes out when you are playing with a computer. So you don't know how it came because you never saw that. And you tell yourself when you look at something, I have never seen this before. You tell yourself, how come this is something which I have never seen before is suddenly here? No, you have seen that, but you did not, you see, focus on this particular thing. You are limited framing.
Creating frameworks.
Creating frames, you see, you look at the frames, you see, but not whatever is there. And if your eye is looking at things without you, it doesn't even know what it is looking at, because it never tells you that the tree is round. You see, so you are the one that tell yourself and others that the tree is round. You see, so every time you look at that tree, you tell yourself and that the tree is round. But the tree is not round because the physical eye cannot see the whole tree. It only sees this side. So the tree, as far as the physical eye is concerned, is flat, and we are taught. And you can go and use all your logic, all your rationality, take me around geometry, and fool yourself and fool everybody that the tree is round. The tree is not round. If you asked me, is the tree round or flat? My answer would be round because that's what I am taught.
You're not saying it's not round, or neither
You can never see the reflection of that object on the retina is the flat side of the tree. In exactly the same way, when the eyes are looking at your face, what is there is like a photo flat. It doesn't see the round face, it doesn't see the space, it doesn't see the depth, the physical I am talking about. But it just sees what is there in front of it. You have no idea at all what is it that the eye cannot see.
This is something I can't know. What you're telling me.
Because that's the way the physical eye is looking at things. The physical eye is not even looking at things.
He doesn't know it's looking.
It doesn't know even the sky is blue, the tree is round, and he is wearing his silver grey pants. It's all that is. It never knows that the time is 4:46. Never. It reads the time because there is no need for this to know what the time is. So the physical senses are operating independently of what you are interested in looking at, what you are interested in touching, what you are interested in smelling, what you are interested in listening. You see? So that is why I tell sometimes very blunt things to the religious people who say that there is something tremendous about Omkar. Omkar's sound is extraordinary. You know, Pittul Kevantar Telugulo? Tamil. When you shake, there is some sound.
F-A-R-P. English word, F-A-R-P.
That is more melodious, more attractive to the listening mechanism than all your mantras, all your Gayatri, all the music.
You sing that just to shake the other guy.
No, I'm not interested. That is not the way. The listening mechanism is the listening to the things, because it is not focusing on anything. That is why you have eye troubles. That is why you see you have to go to the doctor and get glasses. Otherwise, you see, you don't need glasses, you don't need any ophthalmologist to help you with your eye. You are yourself destroying the possibilities of the eye, and so you are reading, focusing on things. If you say that that is beautiful, you are not allowing the eye, so you are yourself responsible for all your eye problems. You are responsible for your deafness because you are not listening to everything that is there. It is registering certain things. You say, I want to listen to this and not to that. You are there all the time, what you call you. So, but this is recording everything. I tell you one thing, and all these jokers tell us that, you see, the noise destroys the sensitivity of your nervous system, so avoid noise. And even his landlord was telling today that, you see, it is more noisy than when he first lived there, you see. because there are more cars going all the time there on the road. You condemn that, but you see, if the sound or noise out there is above certain decibel level, if this cannot take, it doesn't need your knowledge, it doesn't need what you tell is good for this, it just cuts out and you hear nothing. You hear nothing, slowly it moves away. Just the way, you see, when you look at that bright sun, it knows that it knows not the way you know, that it will damage the eye, automatically it goes away.
In which case I'm living in a world of symbols.
You are living in a world of ideas, fantasies, beliefs, and what else? What other words you use? Which is totally unrelated to the functioning of that body and what the body is interested in. It is not interested in anything you think is good for you. It is not interested in anything you eat, telling yourself that it is good for the body.
So you say I'm cheating myself when I say I'm not there and I want to get there.
What there?
Say
Where?
something like, oh,
Where?
that's real or whatever.
That body is functioning exactly the same way all these bodies are functioning. There is absolutely no difference there as far as the functioning of the body is concerned. But unfortunately you have faced yourself in a situation where you have to accept that there is a model for it. It doesn't matter whether that model is a god, goddess, godlet, or any of these, the thieves, robbers, but a thief like me, or a beautiful lady. There is no such thing as beauty. So that is also taught. So this is what I told you. Your father also is a great musician. And what is it that creates the music? The spacing of notes. If there is no spacing of notes, all that music is shit.
But then I find myself liking John Lennon or, the Beatles.
You are exposed to that. And you started liking that kind of a music. Otherwise, you would, even today, I don't like Hindustani classical music. I tolerate South Indian classical music because I was surrounded by all those musicians there in Kalakshetra. I am telling you, and my wife was a great musician. She was singing all the time. So I can stand that music, but not admire, enjoy that music. Whether it is classical.
You can't want it again and again.
Vomit, huh? What are you saying? I never
Not
go
want, he wants to vomit.
Shit. So, if you are not, because I have lived, first time when I went to England, this was 60 years ago, a friend of mine dragged me to listen to one of the great, and
You don't like garbage.
but you see, only the fantasy, that you have, that is why it's a total waste.
See, the three dimension that I'm experiencing sitting with you is
Not even one dimension the physical eye can experience that. So you can tell if Einstein were here today, I would kick that bastard and throw him in that sewage canal. Because the physical eye cannot see the three dimensions at all. It cannot see the depth.
You're so very certain of what you're saying.
I am certain because the physical eye cannot see that you accepted those bastards and swallowed all that nonsense and created certain experiments with that and produced certain results. But anything that comes out of it in the long run is destructive. It is not useful for you at all. So they fool themselves, you give them a Nobel Prize, because the physical eye cannot see the depth. If you are sitting there and looking out, where are the trees? Are they far away from this window? It is all one flat. It is not that I have something wrong with my eye, something wrong with you, because you are using the knowledge of depth and you are experiencing the depth. Depth does not exist. Three-dimensional space is a joke. It cannot see even one dimension. How the hell they talk about three-dimensional? If Einstein were here today sitting, I would finish that bastard in 1 second.
Basic physics is a game.
Again, you see, that is why I say the modern physics, pure science they call, is nothing but metaphysical discussions. You admire the scientists because they have produced technology. Yeah, that is a slow process. It's in our original times, when the cars were manufactured in America, they look like horse carriages. So through a repetitive process, doing and undoing, you are changing them, that's all. Models are changing. So through repetitive process, you learn the techniques and change them, and then you have to create, a taste for that in me. It takes time for you to make me, But it took a lot of time for me to persuade him to buy Fiat Uno. You see, I told him Fiat Uno is very popular there in Europe for the past 4 years. You will like, and that guy said, no, the doors are not big. Right, don't buy that. And he wanted him to buy. I think we all fall for that. See what they are selling, sales pitch. They are fooling us, and the God-men are also fooling us. Yeah, telling you that we are there, we are gods, we are God-men.
You just now said there's only body is there.
How can so many people say that I have no body consciousness? Why do you believe them?
You are not fully body conscious.
Yeah, yes, but nothing in me tells that this is my hand. You see, that this is my foot. In that sense, you see.
That sense you don't
But
have
not
a
in
body.
the sense in which the people are selling the shoddy piece of goods, that they don't have body consciousness. They do have body consciousness.
Except a translation, everything is same.
Huh?
Except
Exactly the same. Exactly. The sensory activity is exact. Maybe there are
Only
some-
the entity which translates is missing.
So even this genetics, you see, sir, is bullshit. A lot of it is bullshit. Because they are trying to impress upon us everything is like destiny. You know, you don't have any freedom there. You are born that way. And one lady came to see me there in Italy. And the boy never saw her father, his father. And they met for the first time after 12 years, you see. And she was trying to tell me that, you see, there is another kind of, you see, way, inherited traits, and the way he moved the hands, the way, you see, he
Gestures.
moved his head, and the language he used in Italian. He never lived with the father. So she was noticing, you see, the
Similarity.
similarities in both. And the genetics guys tell us, you see, that it is genetically inherited by us, the genetic qualities or the gestures, manners, everything. We have to find, you see, reasoning or explanation for everything that is happening. So everything, you know, by the vehicles. You see, it is that is not actually what you are saying, or the inadequacy of communicating or anything. But like the light, you know, when we were students, we were all made to memorize and repeat that nonsense. Light travels in straight line. This was 50 years ago. That was supposed to be the advanced physics for us. And now that is kindergarten, they don't even accept anything that we memorized and repeated. The animate and inanimate objects, 10, 12 points, you see, memorized. There is no such thing as animate and inanimate. No. So the whole thing is changing. So we cannot stick to anything, you see, and we try to justify that it's because of this that we are, and some people see even mudras. Oh my God. See, when I talk, they take some photos and say that is this mudra, this is that mudra.
You do
Yes, sir, yes, sir. In December, sir.
especially a lot of this.
But no,
I don't know what does it mean, but
Probably-
this comes.
No, but whatever it is, anything I'm
And this
making out
one-
of it.
yours,
It's just
not mine.
Yeah, it's mine.
I don't even know.
You seem to use more gestures than anybody else. So fast.
As a speaker or orator,
So how is it more genetical or you acquired it through yourself?
everything you
For
do
this
is acquired.
calamity,
Everything. Calamity, sir, you see, you want to
Is it
draw
acquired or-
No, it gives you hope that this guy listened to some people, did all this yoga, meditation, and all the things that you are doing. So it is that is responsible, whatever you think has happened to me. I am saying, in spite of everything I did, whatever has happened to me. And that guy picks up the word happening, you see what is happening, but I don't know what word to use.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with this. So you can't say before and after.
Right.
So I always supply them with before and after. Your surf washing soap, to wash your clothes, and say that is before wash and this is after wash. That before and after applies only to the surf washing powder.
No, my
Not
question
to what-
was, is it genetically programmed so that it has come out by itself?
No,
Do you
no.
say that? Or is it, as you have said, it's a chance of luck or whatever it is, we stumbled out of it?
I use the word luck because the luck is not in the sense in which we use the word luck. You buy a lottery ticket,
Yeah.
from that moment onwards we hope and pray that you will get $1 million or $1 million as the case may be, which is not in that sense. Since there is no way I can establish a cause and effect relationship, whatever happens. Everything there has got to establish cause and effect relationship. Otherwise it cannot survive. That is the problem for the scientists also. They cannot leave that alone. They have to say order, chaos, and then the age of the universe, and then the cause of the thing. Now they say that they have to brush aside the great Big Bang theory and they come out with another kind of a theory. It goes on and on and on. But why are we interested in what they are talking about? The attitude, immensity and all that kind of stuff and nonsense. Until the last minute I believed that state, although I rejected all those experiences, still you see it was there in the background that it will be something similar to the state in which all those teachers we believe lived all the time. You understand? So then you see, when once that is finished, well, the last thing that hit me hard, like an earthquake, was you wanted to be in the state of Jesus, Buddha and all those guys, and suddenly I was sitting there, facing some mountains there. Everything was finished by that time. So suddenly I said to myself, buddy, you are in the same state as Buddha, Jesus, all the spiritual teachers in the past and in the present and yet to be born. I didn't say to myself. And so then you see, why until yesterday you wanted to be in that state, and now suddenly you tell yourself that you are in the same state. What is it that tells me that I am in the same state? Is the knowledge, the description of that state, described by them and passed on to me. I in my own turn, using that knowledge, experiencing these things, so very happy.
So,
Buddy, you are still in square one, and then the Chinese proverb, Yogashamurti also used it, but he did not acknowledge the source. First step is the last step, but if you don't even have to take the first step, no step necessary. That hit me like a lightning. You see, lightning.
Who said that even taking first step is not necessary?
There is no step there to take. I am telling you.
See, but the intensity that was there, you just wanted one thing, you were just obsessed with this.
No, then you are already there. How the hell do you know that you are already in
the
that
goal,
state?
whatever he had, got rid of.
How do you know that you are in New York? That was my, how do you know that you are in New York? How do you know that you are in New York? I said to myself, I am now in New York, thank God, at last you are here. Then, because I tried so many times before, something or the other stood in the way of my, then my wife wanted to come and she could not come, so I did it on my own. And then, how do you know that you are in New York? How do you know that you are in New York? Buddy, open that window and see. All right, I see the Times Square there, I see the Fifth Avenue there, I see the Empire State Building there. You have the knowledge of that. You see, you have seen the pictures there before. You have seen the movies where you have seen all these things before. It is that tells me that is the Times Square. It is that tells me that is the Empire State Building. It is that tells me that it is this, that and the other. There is nothing to it. No? How do you know that you are here? How do you know that you are here? That was in 1949. And the same question in a different way, how do you know that you are in the state of Buddha, in the state of... So, you see, it's not that it has evolved from that ridiculous question to this, the last question of mine, but you see the same question, how do you know that you are in the same?
But it's necessary to have one question.
Yeah. Huh?
Is it necessary to have one question?
Even that is not necessary. Because all the questions are the variations of the same question. One question.
What is the one question?
Huh?
What is the one question?
That question, what is that one question, should not be there.
I mean, is that question in, okay.
That's all.
Is it to be stated in a, was it in the form of a thought for you?
I was experiencing the state of those guys. That was part of my experience. Not on the intellectual level, but it
Physical level.
percolated into the, it percolated into the experiencing structure and experiencing it. So all experiences are worthless, however extraordinary they be. There is nothing to be experienced. So I didn't get any answer. How do I know that I am in the highest state, in the same state? And then half an hour, it was like an earthquake. Went on and on and on and on and on and on. Finished. What happened afterwards, I did not know. I did not tell myself that now I have the answer, or I did not tell myself, now guys, why you wasted 49 years, you are an enlightened man. I didn't see any enlightenment there or anything. No bliss, no beatitude, no love, no immense peace, nothing.
So there was a certain clearness in history after that.
Huh?
But you were not afraid after that. What happened to you?
I didn't even know what happened to me. So afterwards I know what happened to me was that on the physical level, you see the senses were acting in a very strange way. First the eye, you see. You know the children cannot focus for the first 3 months on anything, the newborn children. You see, the first day was the eye. See, I could not focus on anything. Valentine and I were taking walks. Valentine, what is that? That is cow. You see, so it started in a very strange way. How I was taught that was cow. You see. And then after a few minutes I saw that again, I asked again the same question. What is that? The light activates these optic nerves. Instead of using the other terminology, it throws an image on the retina, and then that activates the neurons. Now I know there are no neurons, brain plays no more part in that. And then you see the reflection of whatever is there on the retina. But it doesn't say that it is the dog, it is Harijan guy. It doesn't say that I have to take my bath tonight because I am sitting in front of a Harijan. I'm just joking. Now I told him, I take only one bath. You have seen a Brahmin like me, so you go and take 2 baths. So he is one step ahead of me now. This guy. And if he wants to bring his girlfriend, that will be terrible.
That means all the concepts got melted away.
Image making structure
Melted away.
cannot create an image from the word we use. You see, that's all. If I turn this side, you see, this is like a mirror. You see, it is now turned.
Whatever is brought before it shows.
Even
reflects.
that you see is very misleading. I don't have any way.
Anything you say is misleading, isn't it?
Exactly. It is not valid and true even for me. How can it be valid and true for you? The moment it is put in that dead language, dead terminology, it cannot touch anything living.
She's coming at you.
But why not the living thing is not touching the dead thing here?
What? No, you dare not touch it. If you touch that, you are finished. Finished. You want to play with it, but you never allow. You see, all the words are dead. You see, this is all right. You see, the cow and the dog and the tree is fine.
An image-making mechanism.
Then what about your girlfriend, your wife? You tell me when you are looking at her, when you don't know, that's the end. But you don't ask for this kind of a thing. It's not something that you can be interested in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
If you are, you see, that was the reason why I had to use that word calamity. You see, what happened was, when an earthquake hits this planet, it has to realign itself. You see? So that kind of a realignment was necessary for this body, because that matter, thought, or whatever you want to call, memory of things, was trying to control the sensory activity, and it could not control anymore. So as a matter of fact, I asked Valentine after 1 month, Valentine, I have lost my powers. I thought I had some powers. No, I never had any powers.
At what age it was?
Huh?
49.
49.
This was
49 years ago.
And then I thought, Valentine, I have lost my powers. She said, you never had any powers. Finished. You are fooling yourself and fooling others. You see? So no clairvoyance, no clairaudience, nothing. The animals are clairvoyant. The clairvoyance is, oh my God, you see, Yuji has always been here, why the hell you have been looking for a guy like this? And Yuji disappeared for good. That's all that I'm saying. I was not wanting to be like them, you see. I was looking for a guy like this, you see. You know. But not Jai Krishnamurtis, not Buddhas, not the enlightened people. A guy like this, you see. That's all. And when he found that, Yuji has no place there. So Yuji cannot say that he was looking for a guy like that. He won't be there anymore.
Yes, in your case, our case,
That should be in your case too.
It's not happening here, sir.
It won't happen as long as you look for a guy like me. You have to put me out of your system first.
That is why he has been rejecting everybody. You have no courage to reject him.
You have to reject me first.
How, sir? Please help me to reject
No, how can I?
I can't reject myself alone.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you ain't got a chance.
That's why you have to have courage to stand up.
Because how you are treated with others, you can help us to free us from you.
I am telling you, you get rid of me first.
As you tell me the way out. Sir.
Simple. Get up and go.
Physical.
Never come back.
You will be more miserable than outside, sir.
That's what I'm
worry
saying.
about you.
Yeah.
Reading your books, what good it is talking about you. Better be here.
That is why whether you sit here or sit there, it's the same.
Yeah.
You are reading Jai Krishnamurti's book.
No, I stopped it, sir.
No, before.
Before races.
Yeah.
I came with that book with you.
Yeah, you are attending their sessions, so we never met afterwards. And he wrote his notebooks after he died. In that notebook, first time he talked about me. It is interesting. I am proud because Buddha is no match to Yuji. I'm just joking. These are his notebook, Paul Brunton. He was a crook anyway, Paul Brunton. my friend, the guru's what is my father's guru? This fellow was John Messon. He was with him for 50 years. He meditated 50 years. And then when psychology, 60 years ago, philosophy, Shankara Advaita Vedanta was my special subject, my honor. And Professor Mahadevan was my professor at that time. He was the head of the Madras University. So he read that statement of mine by accident. Julie gave my books to him. Then he decided to come and see with me. And next day he brought his father and mother. And even now they have both come when the guy died. So then he wrote a book on the father's guru. That is this guy. See? And he was 50 years he meditated. 50 years. Just like that he stopped after meeting me. He never touched any religious books after me. He was an extraordinary man. And this guy, what he says in his notebook about me, we never met him. The idea of human perfection would mean the attainment of a static condition. That is his interpretation of that, static condition. That's not what the spiritual teachers say. But nowhere in nature and do we find such condition, static condition, nature, nowhere we find. And everything, as Buddha pointed out, he is in a state of becoming. Buddha talked about state of becoming, he said. Or as Krishnamurti number 2 calls it, reality. And then reality is motion. And Buddha never denied that there was anything beyond becoming. But he simply refused to discuss the possibility, whereas the Krishnamurti number 2 stops there and affirms there is nothing beyond it, no ultimate. This is the difference between the two disciplines. I never knew that somebody said that. There were very good reasons. Now he justifies, supports Buddha as against my position. There were very good reasons why Buddha refused. He was living in a country where the intelligentsia were lost in speculations, fruitless and impractical, whereas the emotional were lost in religion. So to help those guys, You see, he had to compromise and talk about it, whereas Uji doesn't say there's nothing beyond it. So that is the thing that we know.
One more thing, you have been mentioning about meditation.
Yeah.
He was meditating for 50 years.
So,
You said this,
Yes.
no, his
This
guru.
disciple.
Guru.
but he's
What sort of meditation then?
very
when you take your whatever you have been mentioning, or I don't even you don't even like to be used as teaching.
It is a chemical disturbance in the body.
Then what sort of meditation you
Meditation is
advocate?
not,
Or
I
you,
found that it was a self-abuse. I did everything that is there in the book, all the techniques of meditation. When I was there sitting and meditating in the Himalayas, when I was between 14th and 21st year, everything that is there in the book.
when you negate all these things, what exists?
Rejected.
No, when you negate like this,
What
exists for human beings to survive?
They to live, why? They can live very intelligently, sanely.
What is intelligence again?
No, but this is the only reality. The superimposition of a spiritual idea of another kind of a world is the one that is making us uncomfortable, difficult for us to live in this world.
So you have to compare with something else.
No, that is the reason why we are miserable.
Then what shall we do?
There is nothing to do. You are in perfect harmony in this world with everything that is happening. There is no need to change this world at all. There is no need to improve anything.
That means you just sail along.
You are like all the other animals. They are not in there.
They are not doing meditation.
They are not in conflict with
They
one
don't go to
another.
doctors.
They don't go. Nowadays, America, they say they have to go to the vets every 6 months for medical checkup.
That is only
The rich
pets.
people. And all the parakeets have become paranoid. And they also have some psychiatrists, you see, to help these animals, because they have plenty of money. And very recently I was there in one of the most expensive shops. It's called Barnes in New York, most expensive shop. And then there I found that they are selling 100% cashmere sweaters for dogs and cats. Very expensive. What is the need, the cashmere sweaters, the dogs? That was stupid. Very expensive. More expensive than what you pay for your sweaters. Things are going too far. And very recently a billionaire left $2 million life interest for his pet dog. But at least he's limited it to the life interest. Otherwise, his family would have gone into the court, and then the family got the rest. But they didn't want him to give $2 million to the dog. You see, and you call it negative, because that gives, you see, a leverage for you to escape from facing what I am saying. You see, you are not ready to accept what I am emphasizing. This selfishness is created by the unfortunate thing that they created for us. You must be selfless. If for any reason you want to be free from selfishness, greed, jealousy, envy, or even desires, the one thing that will free you, for whatever reason you want to be free from, is in selfishness, is in greed, is in these things, and not in the opposite. You see, that's what I am saying. So you become selfish, you condemn selfishness. The selfishness that you are left with is only the basic survival mechanism. But we have introduced so many things into this, created the survival mechanism impossible for us in this world we have created around us. You see? So otherwise, if it is just a survival, it is the easiest thing to survive in this world.
Live and let live.
And live, see, you cannot kill 100 cobras. Why you kill 100 cobras? The cobra kills you one person because you are threat to that in this situation. But we kill 100 cobras. And do you know what you are doing by killing 100 cobras? The field mice will have a field day, and then they will eat up all the crops that is necessary for us. So we are creating an ecological problem.
But cobras don't eat man. Why should anybody kill?
They kill you because you are a threat to
That
them.
is only a defense mechanism.
Oh, that's why if it is on that level, why do we kill 100 for our children should be protected from the cobras? Or tomorrow you don't want to face another situation like facing a cobra. You see, you are thinking, projecting the safety to the ultimate distance. That is not necessary. You see this, we have so many cobras visiting us here. We take walks with it, and then you see if you don't move, it stops. Huh?
Bells, balance,
Yes.
slippers, sandals.
Yes. Everything. Everything.
No, but there in their case, even if they bite you, it is only a question of their defense.
But
Not
why
they
not?
want to eat us.
No, they are
So
not.
why should
they
at
are
all
not,
we
eat,
kill
they are
even
not
one?
eating us. The cobras don't
Yeah,
eat us.
so why at all we should
Why
kill
you are
even
killing?
one? Even one I am asking.
Why you are
said one.
killing? Why you are killing even one?
Why? That's my question.
It is not biting you. It's not killing you. The fear that it will
Yeah,
kill
only
you.
we have that fear.
Because it's the fear that radiates the aroma or whatever you call it, the vibrations. So the cobra has to take the first step. If you don't move, it just stands there, looks at you and goes away.
So as you said, it is easing of your greed. This is a part of the
Huh?
greed, easing of the greed, isn't it? Or selfishness.
No, there is no such thing as greed at all.
No, here, because of our greed to save the rest.
No, which our demand to see that the coming generations are also protected from these cobras, you see. It is not in this situation. For example, the survival mechanism is part of every cell. So it sees that the cell next to anything, to somebody out there. Why are you communicating to yourself?
But I'm doing it.
That is you. You have to do it.
You don't have to do it. You don't do it.
No.